Hello and welcome to Sync and Shimmy podcast, where movement meets conversation and rhythm isn't really just about dance, bro. I'm your Gen Z host Nani, and today's episode is really special because we have finally come to the finale of season one. Yeah, that's right. Well, when I say this, we are ending this with a twist. Please believe me, because generally we would have an old, a very speaker, person who would speak a lot with me, but today he's not there with us because he has swapped finally seats as a guest. That is correct. And if you think that I'm going to be navigating this through alone, I'm sorry, you're not that lucky. Because I have with me someone who literally wouldn't speak that much in first, but will choreograph your soul if you give her a chance. Please welcome my co-host Ritu Changlani.
Hello, people.
Super nervous.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm a little nervous, but excited. Mostly excited.
Yeah.
बस ये नॉनी बस खींच कर लेकर आ गया है मुझे इधर. But ठीक है.
Well, yeah, that is true. I drag her, and I dragged her intentionally, just the way she would drag us to those intense warm up. Let's talk about the man of art, and let's officially introduce him as the guest. He's been in the dance scene since last 15 plus years. He's done his diploma at Terence Lewis Dance Company, been a faculty there, a faculty at Danceworks Delhi, and today he's artistic director and founder of Danceinc India, a beautiful space we are shooting this podcast at.
Yes.
He founded that company when he was 21 years old. Let's welcome Gopal Agarwal. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good. Excited for
How?
this conversation.
For you to be a guest?
For me to be a guest, and it's weird to sit where Ritu is sitting and now sit where I'm sitting. So we have swapped seats.
Yes.
Oh my god. So
Yes.
let me give you like a check first that me and Ritu we share the same similar laugh. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
okay.
yes.
So whatever
I know.
reaction comes same.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
You are two of a kind. Yeah.
We're glad.
Yes.
All right, moving forward. All right, let's get on to it. I would like to ask this first question. Since we're talking about navigating life through art, what does that mean to you since you have been in this since 15 years?
Uh, Without making it much boring and preachy, which I generally like to, but I think what is important is that when you go through life and art happens to you, you make it a part of you.
Right.
So it is not something that you imbibe or it is not something that you learn. It just becomes your lifestyle.
Correct.
And as you grow older, which I am, and art also grows, your art also grows with you. Right? So that is what I think navigating life through art for me is. Every aspect of my life, whether it's my love life, whether it's my financial life, whether it's my family life, everything is navigated through the lens of my art.
Absolutely.
So I think that is something that is very interesting to see, and that requires a certain level of commitment to your art form.
Totally.
So ye hai.
Acha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
All
So that's
right.
what it is for me.
Yes.
Yes.
Second question: has ever this art saved you in a literal way? मतलब कभी भी आपने ऐसे सोचा है कि यार shit ये नहीं होता तो पता नहीं मैं कहाँ होता.
Har din. I think about this every day because every day art saves me. I can never do, like you guys know,
Absolutely.
and people who are watching, I hope you guys know, I can never do a 9 to 5 job. I tried. It's not like I didn't. When I was in college, my dad and my brother, the typical Indian family that we are, they forced me to sit on the business and be like, okay, no, you have to be in the office at 10 o'clock in the morning and leave at 6 o'clock in the evening. I tried.
Yeah.
Within a week, the office people said, please don't come back, you can go, because I wouldn't sit. So I think it saves me every day through different situations, through different things.
Right.
When it comes to my mental health, when it comes to my physical health, that is another ball game altogether.
Right.
I mean, we guys know that as dancers, we are so physically and mentally stimulated all the time. इतना सब कुछ करने को होता है कि जब हम बैठ जाते हैं तो हमें बहुत ज्यादा our bodies suffer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So वो suffering से मेरी dance form मुझे रोज बचाती है every day. Yeah, so that to answer that question.
Oh, great. All right. See, you have been in this journey since 15 plus years, which brings you with utmost experience, I believe you have. What is it that you think today's generation as like dancers? What complaint do you have from them?
Oh God, you are opening a Pandora's box.
Let me just go for it.
Podcast will go on for 3 hours. No, I'm kidding. I don't have a complaint from this generation at all. I know that, you know, we have this Gen Z versus millennial kind of a thing. Coming to the starting part of your question, I also feel that experience is a very overrated and overused word. Experience is almost sort of now being used as a term for competing with somebody else.
Correct.
That, oh, you have a 10 plus experience, you have a 15 plus experience. It just doesn't work like that. An experience is an experience in the moment, right? And those moments when you continue to make for your life, that just counts as your experience, not your experience in relation with somebody else's lack or more of experience.
Understood.
So I don't think it's a very it's a very crude term for me. That sort of experience that I have, I experience life daily. I experience my art daily. It's not like I'm doing this for 15 plus years. I'm doing it since the day I was born. I'll do it till the day I die.
Wow.
And that should be irrelevant to somebody else's experience whatsoever, right? So that is one thing. Second thing, generation. I just it's not a complaint. It's a request that when you put your foot into something, do it with all your heart. I don't think this generation has its heart in the right place. So whether it's coming to the studio, whether it's, you know, making social media content, why do we like certain people's social media content so much? I love watching social media reels and all of that. But the people that I like, I'll talk about myself. Let's not generalize. I won't generalize. But जिन लोगों के मैं funny reels जो मैं देखता हूँ, there are so many influencers. I love watching their funny content. It's because I understand that it's coming from a heart.
Absolutely.
And it's coming from that space of complete conviction.
Right.
So I think this generation lacks that sort of heart and conviction sometimes, which I feel can be worked on if you know who you are. Right. So when you go back to your belief system, you will know where your heart lies. Exactly. So yeah, that's something. It's not a complaint.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just a request.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is not a complaint coming from a millennial guy. Well, we have this banter all the time. Might as well be there as well. So yeah. Anyway.
मतलब कोई complaint नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है कि I'm disappointed with this generation or anything of that sort. No, the world is made of this generation. It's gonna have hope on this generation only.
Absolutely.
So it's a request because ultimately it's your life. I have my comments don't really matter that way.
Totally. It makes sense. You know, as a dancer's life really does happen every day. Yeah, you see and experience a lot of things on daily basis, and you know the questions that I know would want to ask you, it would fall under the category of it being it happens every day, like those things. But still, you know, has there been ever in your life one day where dance felt like an anchor, like your life is falling apart, but you know those counts of 5, 6, 7, 8 is only keeping you and holding you together?
It feels like a personal question because you guys go through this. That is why you're asking me this. But do I need to choose one moment or do you want me to?
I mean, one which has really impacted you a lot.
I think the day I left Bombay and I had nothing to do.
Right.
You know, I left Bombay in very unexpected circumstances. It just happened like, okay, tomorrow you need to leave, uproot from a place where you've spent 5 years there, and it was my decision because let's not get there. Why? Because then it will start a Mumbai versus Delhi debate. So I don't want to get into that.
I think that's a separate episode.
Yeah, that's a separate episode. But when I left Bombay, I literally had no plan. There was no plan of action. I moved to Delhi and moved back to Delhi because I come from there. And that time I didn't have anything to do. So I used to just put some music in my drawing room and dance.
Right.
At that point, my life was literally falling apart because we constantly relate our life with the work that we do.
Correct.
Right, and I didn't have any work. Right, so from the next like 1 week it was very chill. हाँ चलो आराम मुंबई में इतनी घिसाई हुई है अब एक हफ्ता तो I deserve rest. So 1 week I rested, but then after that it starts hitting you as a dancer that oh my god, now your body needs to move. And that's when dance anchored me. Dance in its complete sense anchored me.
Wow.
I put on the music in my drawing room, moved, stretched, worked out, and that's when I felt that oh, this will never go away from me. Work is secondary.
Right.
This is gonna stay. So that.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's amazing. मतलब डांस को इतना इम्पोर्टेंस देना पर सबसे ऊपर रखना. बट समटाइम्स यू वर टॉकिंग अबाउट एक्सपीरियंस. इतने सालों का एक्सपीरियंस है, कभी भी एक पॉइंट पे आपको ऐसे फील हुआ कि शिट मेरे को छोड़ देना चाहिए डांस? बट मतलब अगर हुआ है तो चलो ठीक है, हो गया, बट फिर वापस वही ट्रैक पे कैसे आना?
Okay, heavy.
We're already on that question.
Like I would go on to the previous one and relate it with this one. Like I said, work and dance are two separate things for me.
Yeah.
My work is not my dance. My work is my work, which requires a lot of things. Apart from dance also, it requires me to communicate in a certain. If you see me at home, I will not speak a word for days. I'm not kidding. For days, I will just stay shut. That's just who I am as a person. So this is. A lot of people think that I talk a lot because this is the only time I talk.
Absolutely.
At home, I'm a different person altogether. That's my space, and I don't like to talk that much in my personality. Work and dance for me are two separate things. So, if you are asking me, can I live without work? Yes, I can. Can I live without dance? No, I can't. Because it is like coming from the first question that Nani asked me, that dance has grown with me.
Yeah.
And I have grown with dance. So you can't separate me from it no matter where you put me. You put me on Mount Everest, I will still be dancing over there. Right? So it is just like that. My work, on the other hand, yes, there are days where I feel like quitting, where I feel like, oh my god, this is not happening. Us time pe, thankfully, by the grace of God, I have this sense that it is not just about myself. It is about so many other people who are with me and with the company that is there. Students, teachers like yourselves alike. And that is when it humbles me that, okay, why are you making this all about yourself? There are so many people who are associated with this. What about them? And that's what then gives me the power to push more and come back. Every day this happens. I mean, every day I feel like, okay, no, this is not happening. Call it quits. But then every day it humbles me that stop making everything about yourself.
Yeah.
Life is more than that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Life happens on daily basis. Getting past that makes you a true artist because you are holding on to that one thing, that one vision that takes you forward. And being an artist, it's not that easy. So you think people over romanticize being an artist, or like there's something about this chaos which feels necessary?
Romanticizing arts is great from an audience's point of view.
Absolutely. Yes.
We as artists know हमें कितना घिसना पड़ता है और कितना conviction लगता है. घिसाई से भी ज़्यादा चलो physical घिसाई एक जगह है. But that conviction कि like you asked me Ritu that हर दिन कैसे आप वापस आते हो when you feel like quitting. It takes a lot of guts, yeah. It takes a lot of exhaustion, and it is time that artists tell their real stories.
Right.
I always tell this to my students and to you guys also. You guys would know, the teachers. I'm not God. No artist is, no human being is God. So I cannot pretend to be perfect. I cannot pretend to be happy all the time.
Absolutely.
You guys know me. I'm not happy all the time. Most often
he's
than not, I'm cranky. I am fatigued. I am frustrated. These are emotions that artists deal with on a daily basis. The financial insecurity, कितना कुछ है deal करने के लिए. And उसको सिर्फ हम एक पर्दा दे दे कि but you have art with you. No, bro, your stomach doesn't get filled with art alone.
True.
Right? Your soul can, but your soul cannot survive you from 10-year-old to 100 years old. Soul will be like, okay, now I need food to eat. Soul is one thing. You know what I mean?
True.
So for that to happen, I need to be practical as well, and I need to feel these real emotions. If you don't, you'll just pent it all up. And as artists, one thing is there, that we have the power to channel those emotions in our art very beautifully. So that is one thing that I give you, that okay, that is where art can be romanticized. That if I'm feeling upset, I'll put it in my studio, in my work, and in my this and my that. That's great. But then it can't be that art is self-sufficient. You know, in today's world, from my perspective, it's not. It's not the only thing that can help you survive for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That brings a lot of challenges and stuff.
Of course.
And there's one more question. I was really,
he was waiting for this to be.
I was taken aback, obviously, because I was looking forward to the previous question that I asked. Given that, as an artist, it becomes really, really difficult for people to really go out there and be like, ठीक है, तुम artist हो, तुम करते क्या हो? Artist हो वो अलग चीज है, पर तुम करते क्या हो? So, there comes a family pressure that yes, they do really support you, they do love what you do, but are they really happy when you do it? Or are they really concerned that what are you bringing back in the plates? Yeah. So how do you face that?
Of course, I face that every day. In fact, I'm facing some of that right now as well as we speak. This is it comes from the family, definitely, and rightfully also so, because they are not in your place.
Absolutely.
They are not in that art form. They are not dancing. They are not creating art. They are earning money for the family to put food on the table and a roof over your head. So they expect you to do the same. Now it all comes down to, there are a lot of things in this, but without making it again boring and too elaborate, मैं बस इतना बोलूँगा कि सबका एक सर्वाइवल किट होता है.
Right.
ठीक है, कि मेरी जरूरतें इतनी हैं, उसके लिए मैं इतना काम कर रहा हूँ और उस काम से मुझे इतने रिटर्न्स आ रहे हैं.
Correct.
मैंने अपनी लाइफ में ऐसा किया है that instead of going towards कि मेरी जरूरतें इतनी हैं तो मैं इतना काम कर रहा हूं तो मैं इतना कमाऊं, मैंने अपनी जरूरतें इतनी कर दी हैं तो मैं इतना काम करूं और इतना कमाऊं.
That's basically working.
We're working the other way around.
Yeah.
Right? So I have literally, I don't need those many set of clothes. I don't need a freaking fancy car to drive in. I don't need a 1 lakh rupee salary to survive this day. By personal choice, I'm not getting married. So even that is it's a very big thing. I will have to take care of the other person, right? And even if someday I decide to, I would make sure that we take care of each other together, financially too. Why should I be taking the burden of this other person only? So my point is कि आप अपनी जरूरतें कम करें. तो भले ही शायद फैमिली का एक लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड होता है, आपका लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड कुछ और हो सकता है, बट आपको थोड़ा प्रैक्टिकल होना पड़ेगा. द फील्ड दैट यू आर इन व्हेन इट कम्स टू डांस स्पेसिफिकली, you know that it doesn't give you that much of money that probably your father from a business would be earning or your mother from a business would be earning. Let's be real, we are in 21st century. Women earn twice as much sometimes as compared to men.
Yes.
So even if your mom is going and running a business and she's earning say 10 lakhs a month, you know dance is not going to give you that in that moment. So अपनी ज़रूरतें कम करो ना, be practical. Or without crying about it. I don't cry about it. मेरे पास BMW नहीं है, मैं क्या करूँ? No, make peace with it. You have your art. What more do you want?
Yeah.
Not everybody gets that.
Absolutely.
Did you ask your mom that, mom, can you do a Padagura pirouette for me? And then leave it in a flare. Will she do it? No, you can do it. So that's the barter you take.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
You imagine your mom's doing that. So exactly my point. I mean, मैंने अपनी ज़रूरतें कम करी हैं. That's that. A lot of people argue that, oh, you're saying this because you have a lot of money. I'm sorry, I'm saying this in spite of having a lot of money.
Yeah, wow.
There's a difference.
That's a bold one.
Yes, yes. Talking about earnings, so you are an artistic director of Danceinc India. कंपनी हैंडल करनी होती है, but there are sometimes ऐसे issues आ जाते हैं about students के मतलब काफी
I
सारी
don't like
चीजें कि बस मतलब आई डोंट नो, या तो वो लोग सीरियसली लेते हैं दिस आर्ट को या नहीं, या जस्ट रिलैक्स करने आते हैं, बट समटाइम्स दे जस्ट डोंट वांट टू कम टू द स्टूडियो, बट स्टिल दे आर आस्किंग कि जो हमने पे किया है वो वापस कर दो. सो हाउ डू यू deal
Yeah.
this situation?
Business aspect of this takes a lot of toll.
Of course, 100%. This is how I deal with it.
Hmm.
When you're paying something for a service, you are putting trust in me, right? So if I'm paying something to you, I'm putting my trust in you that I'm paying you this, you will give me this.
Absolutely.
If the service is being offered and I for some reason am falling short of availing that service, no matter what it is, then I have no right to ask for a refund.
Absolutely.
If it is coming from the service provider, right, that is giving you the right to ask for a refund.
True.
Okay. So this is, I'm very clear with that fact. That once it's like you're buying a movie ticket, we are showing you the movie, you didn't like the movie and then you're asking for a refund. That's just being insane.
Yeah.
Right? We have played the movie. Now you have put trust in that director and that actor and that, that producer. Now it didn't turn out to be the way it did. You should have thought about it before paying for the movie.
Absolutely.
Before deciding for the movie. Right? Second thing, I'm always gonna say this, that you can't run your life or a business by a rule book.
Yes.
Okay. There are rules and regulations that I also follow, like I just said, that refund is like, what the hell? But there are you need to be flexible as a business person.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a genuine request, the way you say it, the humility with which you say it, are you meaning to be it as a disrespect? Or are you just trying to, take the company for a ride? You're being chapla, like we say it in Gujarati.
Word of the day.
Then I have to protect myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. But if it is genuine, if it is like, something that is beyond, I understand that it's beyond, let's have a conversation about it. Don't act entitled. Because the moment you pay the money and I'm providing you that service, you have no right to ask it back after that. Because I am providing you that service. It's not like I'm saying, okay, no, now you paid the money, now you can't come.
Yeah.
That would be stupid of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? But having said that, there are people who just want to take you for a ride. And that is when you need to realize that artists also have bills to pay.
Mm.
Artists also, and they are solely, like for you, it might just be your pocket money.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it's our household income.
True.
You don't realize that. And it is not being unfair because I am providing you that service. So what in the name are you asking the refund for? That's basic etiquette. This is literally basic etiquette, that you've paid for something, you have not even attended one class, and now you're going out of town and you're asking for a refund. I don't care. You should have thought about this before booking your tickets and paying for the class.
Better.
So it's basic etiquette and choices that you make. Having said that, if you do ask for it, you have a conversation. Don't act entitled.
Absolutely.
Because entitlement is something that just comes from a sense of ego, and that is not desirable.
Not very appreciated.
Yeah.
All right. let's make it a little fun, shall we?
Let's
Okay.
go.
Waited for this moment. All right, so we are going to be doing a small activity with you. Yeah, it's called dance therapy, sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So here how it works. So we'll throw everyday emotional crisis at you, and you tell us which dance style best expresses that feeling.
Oh my
Alright?
god.
I'm gonna go first.
Yes.
All right. Hear me out. You just got ghosted after 3 months talking stage.
That's personal. I think I would go for jazz. I mean, put on your sass and get out there.
Let's
Okay.
Let's
go.
go.
Did
Yeah.
you though?
Mm, that's a question.
For another episode.
Yeah.
Yes. Next, you didn't get selected in an audition you nailed.
Ooh, that would hurt.
That's a nice one.
I think I would go for hip hop. I would do some flips to get my worries away.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought Judge
Backstage,
Suna
one person I know
I would
is
go to
doing
you,
it.
that sir, and just learn some moves to better my audition.
All right.
Yes.
You're feeling like everyone else is doing better than you.
Oh, contemporary.
Absolutely.
I think because contemporary doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, contemporary is like you're just in your own. Like it's very inward. So
You are actually really proud of your work, but scared to share it.
That happens.
scared to share it. I think I would go for something like contact improvisation at that point of time. So because it involves a lot of sharing.
Yeah.
So it'll push me out of my zone and be like, yo,
Yes.
I now want to share.
He knows what to say.
Oh,
yeah.
तुरंत ही ऐसे ही निकल रहा है.
I don't. I appreciate that for the show, but no. Okay, you're on 17th retake of a reel that still looks made.
Oh God, I would go for Bollywood.
Oh yeah.
Because Bollywood will put you at ease, and then there are these repetitive steps that you do, and not the Bollywood that we do at Danceinc. I would go for like literally those 90s wala Bollywood, जहाँ पर एक ही step 50 बार होता था, so that I nail that reel.
Wow. Here was the segment.
Thank you.
You know, I have this question I've been meaning to ask. You know, it's about the evolution. So, what is it that one notion that you have about dance or the industry of dance that you've now dropped completely? A good one or a bad one, whatever.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
A notion you had for dance or dance industry in India that you've completely dropped now.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Oh, that's really a tough one.
I'll let you sit with that for a second.
Yeah, this would require serious thinking. Whew. Okay, I'm a little embarrassed to say this. But okay, fine, I'll say it. I've grown. Like I said, I don't pretend to be God.
Right.
Let me just make that disclaimer. I'm not perfect. I'm still evolving. I will continue to evolve. But I used to think that that Hindi music is not something to be danced on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes, I used to think that. If you want to be artistic, you know,
Right.
if you
Yes.
want to be artistic, Hindi music is something not to be danced on. I have completely debunked that theory. And
Why?
because there is some great music that I got exposed to. It was my lack of knowledge that made me say that earlier. And now I'm exposed to more kind of music, and I listen to it, I appreciate it, and I love to dance on it now. So I think that was my lack of knowledge, which
I guess every time now.
now every time. So yeah, that was my theory long back. Like when I was in I'm talking about the year 2012, 11, 12. I just stepped out of my diploma in dance, and I was like, oh, I'm ready for the dance world to take on. And no Hindi music, only English music. You know that kind of colonial
Yeah.
Yes.
mindset that is there. So that got broken completely. Good. For good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't expect that answer, did you?
I was like, okay, didn't have to be very honest, but
Yeah.
Thank you for being honest.
Yes.
One last question.
Of course.
All right. If art was a compass, where is yours pointing right now?
Ooh. God, you're asking these questions that was making
I had
me
to be
think.
prepared. Excuse
That's
me.
really making me think. If art was a compass, I see myself. It'll sound very philosophical, but up.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Up and sort of like, art is truth.
Mhm.
And when it's truth, truth stands alone.
Right.
So I see myself there. Standing alone, but right over there.
On top.
So yeah.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's cool.
I want to add one more question. It's about music. So, of course, dancers को काफी important होता है music, beats, musicality. But मतलब I don't know, कभी आपको affect हुआ है music से? मतलब
मेरे ट्रेनिंग टाइम पे मुझे म्यूजिक से बहुत इफेक्ट होता था लाइक व्हेन माय टीचर्स यूज्ड टू प्ले अ सर्टेन टाइम बिकॉज़ आई आल्सो कम फ्रॉम आई व्हेन आई वेंट टू टेरेंस द कंपनी व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड माय डिप्लोमा आई ऑलरेडी केम फ्रॉम अ जैज बैकग्राउंड राइट सो उससे पहले मैं डांस वर्क्स में था तो डांस वर्क्स में दे यूज्ड टू प्ले ऑल दीज लाइक there was Lady Gaga happening, there was Justin Timberlake, all these brilliant pop stars music. So I was always used to a very upbeat, that was my sense of music and dance on that music. When I went to the diploma, the teachers, the contemporary teachers specifically, played all these mellow sounds and something that tugs your heart, and I always used to end up crying. And that's when I realized I'm a crybaby. I cry on the drop of the hat, right? So at that point of time, I was very affected by music because, like I said, it exposed me to a different kind of sound. And I didn't know that, okay, that is also something that you can channelize in your dance. That's one. And it can move you to the extent of, literally tears in your eyes.
Yeah.
So music has greatly impacted my dance journey. To the extent that I don't even need music now to move.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's something different.
Different.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's to that extent. Music has played a huge role in
Absolutely.
my dance journey. It's
Totally.
been very. बहुत ऐसा लगता था कि यार this sound can make you cry. I mean, that was a very different feeling. Dance could make you cry. I was a very mechanical dancer earlier. And when I got introduced to contemporary, I realized that the body can be molded also. It can't. It need not be. Okay, don't take it in the wrong way. It need not be erect all the time.
Right.
Oh
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Gopal, as we know you personally, and most people don't know about this, that you've been working on this very particular thing. It's called MI,
Oh yes.
movement intelligence. Would you like to please brief about?
Very lately, a lot of people have been talking about it and asking me questions about it.
Right.
Which I right now it's in the very developing. I don't know, but I think it's come from because I've put in my bio that I'm developing this kind of movement vocabulary.
Yeah.
I feel that this is in a developing stage. It has been 2 years that I am developing this.
Right.
I still don't have the confidence to say, oh, this is MI.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, sorry, I won't take much time. But what you have asked me about MI, it's movement intelligence. The word MI, of course, the abbreviation MI comes from AI, artificial intelligence and movement intelligence. It is, to put it simply, we say mind over matter.
Right.
Through MI, I'm making it matter over mind. How your body has a mind of its own.
Right.
Your physical body has a mind of its own. You don't need your brain, you don't need your heart. You need your body, your physical body to think for you, to feel for you. It's as simple as when you are going through an injury right now, right? That injury is making you feel. Your feeling is not making that injury happen. Your injury is making you feel something. So it's very physical. we are not taking the approach in MI from the emotional to the physical. We are taking the approach from physical to the emotional.
Wow.
So that's the way, putting the body at the center of my work. So that's what MI is. It's still in a developing phase. I will not claim anything to be MI right now.
Yeah.
But I'm developing it every day.
Absolutely. That's really good to start something of your own, something for you to put your mind and heart and soul into. One question. Now, I have to ask this since we started speaking about MI. What is your motivation? What was your motivation when you initially began thinking that, yeah, I can really give this direction towards something of my own? And given the fact that you have been to Vienna last year, and I know that you were very amazed by the fact that you have gotten to train as a student over there. So, which also I know has given a shape to your movement and intelligence a lot. So, what was that motivation? What got you into making something of your own?
Into something of my own. It's a calling
Right.
more than motivation.
Mhm.
It's really a calling. I don't know how to put it in words because you won't believe me and you will you will think that okay, he's become a monk. But no, it's not like that. It's really a calling.
Right.
It comes from the inside.
Mhm.
When students, especially today's world that we live in, people want like quick results very soon. I would just say that if you feel the need to validate, then you're not arrived yet
Wow.
to that place. If you feel the need to ask someone, even your guru or your teacher, respect to the guru shishya parampara that we have, great, and teacher student relationship, great. But I read this very beautiful quote somewhere that a good teacher protects their students from their own influence.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So a good teacher will not be like, oh, like a knight in shining armor, oh, now you're a knight, go, now you're ready for the. It is not like that. It's a calling from within. It can come within 1 year of your training. It can come within 20 years of your training. You don't know. If you be consistent, you will feel that calling inside you, and then you will not need to ask.
Right.
Martha Graham puts a very good quote, because since we're talking about quotes now, you've opened a box. Martha Graham says this very good quote that a student came to her and she asked, "Ma'am, do you think that I am ready to be a dancer? That I'm ready to dance?" You know what Martha Graham says? Martha Graham says that, darling, if you have to ask, you will never know.
Wow.
And if you have to ask, then the answer is no.
Yeah.
So if you have to ask whether I'm a dancer now, then no.
Yeah.
It's a calling.
Yeah.
It's from within, and it can only come through what in the Indian terminology we call riyaz. It needs constant riyaz and constant practice, and I don't like the word practice, but riyaz has a certain gravitas to it. We were talking about that with Bhumiti also when she came in the episode too. That riyaz gives a certain gravitas to it, because you're looking at it from a very 360 perspective. So when you do consistent riyaz, you will have that calling one day. It's like you're meditating. You don't know where that meditation will lead you, but then there is a calling that happens. And us as artists, that art is a form of meditation, and you will get that calling if you're consistent.
Right.
So that is why running behind other things is immaterial. It will not lead you anywhere. So
True.
that is I don't get motivated. I really don't. Every day I have breakdowns. But it's a calling that makes me get up every day. To come back to the previous question that you asked me, it is a calling that just comes back to me every day. That's
Lovely.
काफी
काफी सुंदर.
Thank you.
मजा आ गया
हाँ,
आपको?
बिल्कुल
How does it feel to be co-host and for you to sit on the same place as this man?
Yes. I'm still nervous. I guess वो दिख ही रहा होगा मेरे चेहरे पे,
That's fine.
but it's a good experience. I guess.
Absolutely.
Of course, dance के साथ काफी सारी responsibilities
आती है.
handle
For
करनी
sure.
होती है, संभालनी होती है. तो एक और सही, why not?
Of course, why not?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Gopal. It was really lovely having you as a guest.
Thank you.
And to know you as a friend personally, it really feels and it makes me feel blessed for me to be able to have that wisdom from you, that
Thank you.
experience that you share out there in the world. It really feels good to be a part of this. And thank you for ending season 1 with us.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you've been a
So
good
much.
co-host.
Yay!
You've been a good listener,
Yes.
a good speaker, and now definitely a good guest.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So yeah, we really loved having you. Thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you.
And for my audiences, with me and my co-host Ritu Changlani, we give it a wrap. And
Yes.
thank you for being a good audience, for a good listeners. And we shall meet you very, very soon. This is not an end. This is just an interval.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna see you soon for season 2 with a bang, and you're not ready for this, trust me. Alright, up until then, stay tuned and like, share, follow, and subscribe. Bye bye.
Bye, you guys.
41.